Hey guys, what is up? I'm here to do another movie review this time for a Marvel movie that came out in 2014 that I should have reviewed like way long ago, but I said, hey, you know what? Let's just get this done. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, the Russo brothers, written by Christopher Marcus, Stephen McFeely, and of course based on the character of the same name created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, starring Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Colby Smulders, Frank Grillo, Emily Van Camp, Hallie Atwell, Robert Redford, Samuel Jackson. And what this movie is about, it's one of the Phase 2 Marvel films, and it's set after the sequel to the first Avenger. But also it's set after the Avengers, obviously, and also probably set after the Avengers, obviously. And this is about, and what it has to do is that Captain America, is that there's during a mission involving when Captain America is finding some people on a ship, he sees Black Widow stealing some information, and he starts really questioning S.H.I.E.L.D. and some of their actions, and there's conspiracy comes up surrounding S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury is killed. Nick Fury is attacked, and he's killed. And there's also this threat coming out because of the Winter Soldier. Captain America and Black Widow have to go out and decide to investigate this conspiracy and try to battle this new threat, the Winter Soldier, while also trying to avoid damage from Hydra. Avoid capture by Hydra, and of course S.H.I.E.L.D. and of course corrupt S.H.I.E.L.D. officials trying to avoid them. Basically Hydra. Now this movie's come out in 2014. I was very excited for it because one, I love Marvel. Now here's the thing. I have seen every Marvel film. Yeah. Some people say there are some declines in some films, such as, well, I don't know. People always say, oh, but Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 aren't good. I like Iron Man 2 and 3. I don't think they're bad films at all. I find that a little ridiculous. I mean, their films are way worse. Okay, I've not seen Thor or Thor: The Dark World. But you know what, those are only two films. And luckily I can see those films anytime I want. Now, when I saw this film, I was very happy I saw it. This is one of the best Marvel standalone films ever. It's one of the best Marvel films ever. Better than the first Avenger, obviously, even though I like that film too. And overall, just so freaking awesome, and one of the best films that came out in 2014. I love this film. I do. One thing I like about this film is, it's so different from traditional Marvel stuff. Because you know why? This film is styled more as a conspiracy suspense thriller. A conspiracy thriller, yeah. See, it has a bit of a Jason Bourne vibe going for it. Somehow the action sequences are filmed, but I'll get to that later. It has a bit more focus on conspiracy, suspense, espionage, and intrigue. And this makes for a film that's actually much more intense and suspenseful, which is something that Marvel really hasn't done that great. Don't get me wrong, there's some great action scenes, and I loved all the films I've seen in terms of the action, but there's none that feels much more intense. Like, you feel like there actually is a bit of a sense of danger for the characters. Danger. And you really feel like this for Captain America. Like, Steve Rogers is still a guy who's still struggling to adapt to the modern world, but also having to deal with the corruption within S.H.I.E.L.D. And one thing I love about this is that Chris Evans finally comes into his own, truly comes into his own as Captain America. Don't get me wrong, he was perfect casting for it, but this really sells that if any skeptics were still a bit unsure of his casting, 100%. Love how they did it here. You see much more of a guy who is just unsure of S.H.I.E.L.D. under some of their actions, and of course a guy who's still trying to deal with the modern world, but also with this new threat. You see much more of a problem. You see much more of a moral dilemma and a bit of an emotional side of this guy that really wasn't expanded much upon in his previous appearances. I love what they're doing with him. I love where they're going with this thing. The Russo brothers were known for comedy, making comedy shows, directing, like Arrested Development and I think Community. But this really shows their talent for action. They get it right. The action is perfect. The action's great. It's filmed very well. It has a bit of a shaky cam as to it. There's like a lot of quite a bit of quick cuts, but there's some good action sequences. They're great. Now you can say there's a bit of shaky cam in there, and it's done well. I mean, one person I've heard that does shaky cam well is Paul Greengrass, and no, I have still not seen the Bourne trilogy. I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. The shaky cam here is done well. It's a bit distracting at some times, but overall I was fine with it. It's handled well, and I can still see the action, and the choreography is great. There's actually this one great highway scene, which is probably one of my favorite scenes, probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. It's just such a great scene, because I mean, this is where you see the Winter Soldier in action for the first time. It's intense, exciting, and emotional. A perfect three-way combination. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's so well done. Fucking focus! But the way it's done so perfectly. I mean, the knife wielding, whenever like he's wielding that knife, there's some great choreography. It's like, holy shit, how could they do that? And holy crap, it actually kept me a bit intense. There's one thing about this movie. You actually feel a bit scared for some of the characters, like Captain America. Like whenever he's being shot at by a ship, that shield ship when he's leaving the headquarters, or also that elevator scene. You feel much more of a tense. You feel a bit because you feel like, holy crap, this guy could die. Or whenever he's fighting Winter Soldier, you have the sense that this guy's an actual human being, that he could actually die. I love how they handled that. It's so perfect. Scarlett Johansson once again is obviously great as Black Widow. Such an awesome female badass. Kicking ass, great choreography. I mean, there's always great choreography whenever it comes to her. She's just awesome. But also, you see they also expand upon her, and I love the dynamic between Captain America and Black Widow. They have such great chemistry together. They work together. There's also some good comedic moments between them, too. I mean, the Marvel humor is still there. Even if it's a bit more darker, more serious, it still has that Marvel humor. It never stops. It never lets up on the fun. It's still very fun. And I like how the Russos were trying a bit more on practical effects. And that's heavily commendable. It makes it much, and whenever they use it, it's much more realistic and immersive when it comes to like the experience. There's still some good special effects work, some of the best that Marvel's ever done. It's very good. Almost practically flawless, huh? But it's so well handled. I love how these special effects, they're great. I really have no faults with them. The action scenes are so much fun. So, Samuel Jackson's obviously great as Nick Fury. He's just awesome. Sure, he's not in the movie as much as before, and of course, I do like how they do a bit with the conspiracy aspects of his character. I like how they dealt with him. They kind of expanded more upon him, gave him a bit more of a focus. It's just, I love it. So, there's no major complaints I have. Wait, let me get some more. I love Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier. I do. He's awesome. He's intense, terrifying at times, and overall, you really believe that this is a guy, like, as Bucky. I mean, we already know that, but you really see it as a guy that's gone. You don't see Bucky there. You see a person, you see someone else. You don't see Bucky there. You just see a threat. You actually see the Winter Soldier. You don't see Bucky at all there. And it's great. And the fights between him and Captain America are very personal. They feel personal because these are two former friends fighting each other. You see the distance between them. You see that this is a real problem he has to deal with. Because he has to fight, because Captain America does not want to fight does not want to fight this guy. He doesn't want to fight him. He's a friend. A former friend from World War II. It's just unbelievable what they did. There's nothing really I can fault about this film. Anthony Mackie's also great as Falcon. I love his flight suit design. He's very fun and he's very humorous. I love him. He's just so much fun to watch. I can't say anything more, nothing and anything less. I just love what they did with the characters. It's just a lot of fun. Seriously, this movie is just so great. I mean, the Russo brothers have such a big role to play in the third phase, in Phase 3. And this proves that they are way up to the task. I just love what they're doing with this. I mean, they expand more on it. It feels fresh. It feels fresh with the conspiracy thriller style. It's much more suspenseful. It's just so different, yet it still feels part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What more do I have to say to that? It feels fresh. I love it. It's just a great addition to the universe, to the franchise. It's one of their best, without a doubt. Is it my favorite? No, but it's in my top It's in the top 10 best Marvel films. I can't really fault it. I really can't. Robert Redford's also good, and it's nice to see him being in a good movie. He's a good actor, but, you know, he's fine. He's good, you know, for what he gets. You know, he doesn't have too much screen time. I do like his role. But, you know, it's really the standout here for the standout villain. He's a solid villain. But the standout one here is, of course, Sebastian Stan's Bucky, the Winter Soldier. I can't really fault it. I mean, seriously, the movie is just a combination of, it's a suspenseful, it's fun, it's funny, it has some great visual effects, great action, great characters. It just offers up something different while still feeling connected to Marvel. I love it. I just can't wait for what the Russo Brothers have to offer Phase 3. I'm so excited for Phase 3. So excited for Captain America Civil War. Bring it. We want more stakes. Just give us more. The Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier gets a 5 out of 5. Love it, guys. One of my favorite films of 2014. So much fun. I have no real complaints with this film. It's so great to see a Marvel film that feels so different, yet still feels like a Marvel film. Anyways, comment below. What'd you think of the film? What is your favorite Marvel film? Mine is going to be The Avengers. It's everyone's favorite Marvel film. And, are you excited for Phase 3? Civil War? Let me know. Comment below. Subscribe to the channel for more videos.